It's good to get a W. I was really pleased how we responded in practice the last couple of days since the Colorado State game. We talk to those guys all the time about incremental improvement, and the teams that continue to improve throughout the year and get better and better will put themselves in a position to contend for a championship. And we are really, really early in this long journey. And the thing that I love about this team is they're very coachable, and they listen, they respond. I mean, that first game, I think I said this in the pregame. We chart our passes, and we went 250 passes in a game. In the first game against Southern Illinois, we had 201, so we're 49 passes short of our goal. And then we went out to Colorado State, and we had like 279 passes, and our offense flowed better, and we were creating closeouts and scoring the ball better. And then, this game, we passed the ball 303 times. Guys didn't start trying to get theirs toward the end of the game. We continued to pass with 20 assists, and set a school record for 3-point makes. So that's good to see. And then the other thing, obviously, that we've been focusing a lot on is shoring up the backboard. And Central Penn is a strong physical team. In their past games, they've been putting up very good offensive rebounding numbers. They had 14 against us, which is still way too many, but there were a lot more misses. We were doing a good job on the defensive end because we held it to 29%. But the rebounding differential was something that I'm pleased with. We're obviously better than the last couple of games. And the fact that they're moving the ball, sharing the ball, and generating good shots.
So I guess today, 400th win at home and on homecoming as well. I think Brett said you haven't lost on homecoming since you've been here. Can you just talk about that to begin with?
Yeah, I'm glad you shared that. I had no idea this was the 400th program win, but that's a heck of a milestone. It's the majority of those came from not the group that's in that locker room and not the guy that's sitting here. It's just a testament to the caliber of basketball program that we've had over the years. So many great coaches and great players have played out there on that floor. I think that's a pretty impressive milestone. I didn't know that. But homecomings, it's fun to see so many familiar faces. I saw Hunter Sadlon, who was one of our leaders last year on our NCAA tournament team. I was able to give him his NCAA tournament ring today, to see that look in his face or in his eyes when he received that ring. And it's such a memento, and such a in sports, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, people talk about that ring, that something that you'll have for the rest of your life to remind you of a really special time, a special group of guys. So it's just good to have so many people back, and there's a buzz at homecoming. The tailgate's off the charts. I thought our students were great today. They came in big numbers, and I thought it was a good atmosphere.
Kyle Zunick kind of got off to a rough start shooting the ball in the first two games, but it really came through. I don't know, he had 4 3-pointers. Can you just talk about how a game like this can spark a kid's confidence early on?
Yeah, it was just a matter of time, because Kyle's just one of those guys that lives in the gym, and he wasn't shooting up to his normal standards, and you almost got to tell a kid like that to leave the gym. Kyle, sometimes it's diminishing returns. You've gotten 500 makes up today, like go get some sleep and do some homework. He's doing that very well as well, just as a side note. But he's a kid that can really score the ball. We're a team that's built around skill, and we have a lot of guys that can fill it up, and tonight was an example of that.
And finally, I guess, with a couple of these non-D1 games before Auburn, NC State, and Furman, how are these kind of crucial, getting a lot of guys playing time and stuff for you?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's Division I, Division II, whatever it is. I mean, you pay your opponent the proper respect by preparing your rear end off and going in that game thinking, we got to do what we have to do to win the game. I don't enter the game saying, hey, this is a chance for us to get a lot of other guys playing time. You pay your opponent the proper respect, and it's about playing our rear ends off, which we did. We had a substantial lead. We were able to get everybody in. Everybody was able to contribute, but whether they contribute by putting the ball in the basket or they contribute by preparing us on the scout team 3 days prior to the game, nobody's role is more important than anybody else's. And those guys that were able to play at the end of the game, I had that role when I was a college player. I was on the scout team, and you take so much pride on what you do behind the scenes in preparing your team. But it is a little bit of a nice bonus to get out there when the lights are on and the uniform's on and the TV cameras are rolling, and for your parents to see you play back home. But those guys that played at the end of the game are crucial to our success. People were able to see them play tonight. The things they do behind the scenes are absolutely invaluable.
To that same point, you've seen what Matt Earps has done for this program for as long as he's been here, and tonight he gets to go in, gets to hear the crowd, roar for him and everything. What's that like as a coach, seeing him get that applause?
Matt Earps is just one of those guys that I've said this about some of the other guys that I've coached, but if there's any business out there hiring the professional world, like, hire that kid and thank me later. He just goes about everything he does, everything he's got. He does that academically. He does that in his faith. He did it when he was a manager here. His job was to wash socks and uniforms and clean up the sweat off the floor when somebody fell down, or whatever it was. He does it. He does his job with passion. And there's something about passionate people that I dig. Like, I dig people that are passionate about what they do, and he's one of them. And his job now is, he gets to put a uniform on and be a scout team guy. And it's so rewarding for me to be able to see the fruits of all his labor. Just a great kid.
As the rotation starts to tighten a bit, guys like Charles will be key in those decisions. Comes out today, plays 16 minutes, has 13 points, kind of a volume shooter kind of guy. What about his effort?
I don't know if I'd call him a volume shooter because his percentages are always really high. Volume shooter to me is a guy that's just jacking shots,
sure,
and his percentage is really low. He's a pretty efficient scorer now. It's what he is, and that's what we fell in love with in the recruiting process, is his ability to be a bucket getter. Sometimes it looks unorthodox, sometimes but just every time you seem like you look at the stat sheet, scrimmages, and preseason stuff, it's like the kid's always double figures, even if he's playing double figure minutes. But he knows this. The key to him getting more minutes is not being the guy that's giveth and taketh away. He's got to earn trust from his teammates and from me on the defensive end. And he's pouring himself into video. He's connected at the hip with Coach Allen, our defensive coordinator, trying to learn the nuances of our principles on the defensive end. If he does that, he's going to earn more minutes. If he doesn't, he won't. Guys learn really quick. If you want to play, I have to trust you on the defensive end. We have fun on offense, play fast, play an open style, we share the ball, but you better be nasty on that end. That's what we got to become. We got to become a nasty, tough defensive team that turns rebounding into a positive.
What were your thoughts on defensive intensity today? It seems like there were a lot more guys on the floor after loose balls, a lot more, defensive activity.
Yeah, I think you saw a lot of that at Colorado State too. Call guys out, film session after the Southern Illinois game. We talk about the pack line all the time. When people get into our pack line, which they shouldn't do, when they do, there has to be consequences. There has to be a charge taken or a hard play on the ball or a block or something. And just thought we were really timid and passive against Southern Illinois. Practices have been longer than usual and haven't been for the faint of heart. It's not a pleasant place right now because we're going at each other. And that's what we got to do to sharpen our saw. People that watched our games and look at the stat sheet see that rebounding differential the first two games are an issue. That has to change. We say all the time, you can't sharpen your teeth, eat no meal. So we're getting after it. They've been old school Skip Prosser practices. Any players of his who hear this interview know what the heck I'm talking about.